relationship replacement. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Taurus, is the Bear of Watchers. And it further says independence. Now, if you look at the picture, there is a wolf out here that's resting on a rock, I would say. You know, it's resting, very calm. And it says beta, which means this is not an alpha energy of this card. Now, some of you could be alphas, but the energy right now that you are embodying is a beta energy. The beta is not alpha, of course, and it's not a follower as well. You know, it's in between. There is an energy of, and if you look at this wolf is very calm, relaxed. You know, it's not uptight, it's not watchful, it's not cautious. There is a calm confidence about this wolf. You know, it's just relaxing out there, happy with its own self, happy with its company. This is like, you know, having that strength without being loud about it. This is that trusting in your own self. You know, it's a beta energy in which you understand yourself, you understand your choices, your decisions, you trust yourself, you trust your choices, you trust your decisions. So an independent energy, but in a very balanced way. It's not aloof or isolated. It's you know, it's the energy where strong, you're strong by yourself, but at the same time, you know, wolf always stay in packs. So you like to stay in packs, you like to stay with people, friends, community, and all of that, but you're independent in your own right. I also feel that, you know, because it's a watcher and it's because it's a beta of watchers. Watchers is the air element, you know. So this is independent thinking. This is independent understanding, processing, you know, carving out your own path. This is also freedom of speech, freedom of, you know, freedom to come up with your own plans, freedom to move around, freedom to, you know, do your own thing. So I do feel that you're in an independent thinking spirit. You're very confident, but you're not loud about that confidence. And I also feel that you're very kind of soft in your approach, Taurus. You know, I mean, yeah, the energy that I'm picking up is the leader that is well connected. You know, it's a leader that understands its team, the people, very adaptable. You know, it's not stuck in its ways. So that's a good thing that, you know, especially with the wolf energy, sometimes there is a little bit of like, you know, wanting to be the leader that's tough and all of that. But this beta energy puts you in a very soft position as a leader. So you are very inspiring and very connected to people. But at the same time, you're very independent. Now, some of you could be taking two independent jobs, you know, businesses, side businesses. You might be branching out from corporate if you were in corporate. You might be opening or starting up independently, even if it might be the first time around for you working. You might be in a very independent spirit. You know, it's like the energy that you don't need a huge corporate backing to launch. So you might be creating things like that, you know, some kind of business that needs a small investment. It doesn't need a huge amount of funding or crowdfunding. So you might be into small businesses, solo ventures, side gigs, and things like that. I'm also picking up an energy of investment. So some of you could be researching about where you want to invest. Maybe it's property investment, maybe it's portfolio investments. This is also investment in your own self, in your own health, in your personality growth. You might be leveling up. You might be upgrading yourself, your personalities, and things like that. So it's a huge upgrade personality. It's also an energy of outgrowing things. So either you're outgrowing your house, you're moving to a bigger house, or you're outgrowing your company, moving to a different place and branching out, or you're outgrowing, you know, something that is an outgrowing energy and upgrading. Because when we upgrade, you of course outgrow things. So I feel that you are in that energy, and if you aren't working in corporate, you might be at leadership positions. That is very appreciated by your team members, your company people that are around you. They appreciate your leadership style. They appreciate your quiet strength. They respect you for it. I also feel that they're very supportive of you. Kind of curious how you work, with your strategy, how you understand things. But I feel that they're very supportive at the same time. So, but this is a very, humble energy, a very steadfast energy. So, you're the rock out here, Taurus, like always, the bull, the rock, very earthy energy. And I feel that, look at this world, like it's very calm, I don't see any anger, any kind of a guarded kind of a body language. I see the very cool, calm, collected wolf out here. So I do feel that you might be in that energy, more relaxed. You take things calmly. Maybe you're less reactive to things. I also feel that you're very sorted out right now. Like, your priorities are very clear, and you're investing your time according to your priorities. So further on it says, stand on your own rock. The view is clearer from there. The next card you have, Taurus, is the motivation. And further it says, when spring approaches, the flower fairies urge you to spring into action. If there's something you've been merely thinking about doing, they say, get busy and do it. Yeah, so this is not the time for procrastination by any means, Taurus. It further says, yeah, the season has changed, so have you. Move. So it's a huge push in the forward direction. I feel that things are going to pick up. It's the chariot energy of moving forward, behind any kind of stagnation or overthinking or perfectionist tendencies. Like sometimes, we are like, oh, this is not perfect, so we're not going to do it. I feel that time is gone. Those were the stagnant days, and now you're moving forward. So I do feel that you might be, again, you have a lot of forward movement, opening up businesses. This fairy out here is beautiful in the flowers, pink energy, pink hues. So you might be into flowers, landscaping, some kind of a flower business. You might be designing something which is, beautiful, full of flowers. You might be buying that. You might have a business around it. I'm also getting high inspiration, like you're inspired, you have ideas, new ideas. And I feel that, this is something that will make you happy. Look at this fairy. She's just singing, Some of you might be artists, creative people, and things like that. You might be, I'm getting the energy of the greatest showman. I don't know how it relates to you, Taurus, but the greatest showman is coming through. So launches, product launches, you might be launching some kind of business, maybe clothes business, maybe something with pink hues, purple hues, and things like that. Some of you could be event managers, wedding planners, and things around that as well. Then getting a huge positive boost in your energy that makes you, have your confidence rising in you, Taurus. There's this huge confident energy because your dreams, whatever you had wanted, you're now putting that into motion, into action. And I also feel that, flowers are blooming, things are blooming now. So things are, maybe it was like kind of a wintry vibe is what I'm getting. Now I'm getting with this like a spring vibe where flowers bloom. Things take shape, things start moving. It's a double Aries energy, right? Some of you could have that placement as well. But I feel there is positive movement, there is like a strength, confidence. Some of you could be creatives, fashionistas, or into fashion designing or things like that. You might be into that. And I feel that there is some kind of a uniqueness, a boldness to this, I'm also getting, I'm getting like some of you might be dressing up like this, like in different colors. Maybe you're using more pink hues, purple hues for dressing up as well. More bright colors maybe for some of you. I'm also getting like, I'm also picking up like spring. Spring is upon us almost. We are heading into March and April. So I feel that I'm also picking up like you collaborating with some people. I'm also picking up an energy of collaboration. You might be working with the team on some business, outdoor business, landscaping, gardening business doesn't have to be, but maybe it's a collaboration energy. And this is like fast forward movement, it's like huge momentum forward. And I feel that there is, you have a team that's supportive, that's encouraging. Maybe it's the people around you, and there is a positive, rooty energy for you, is what I'm picking up on. Yeah, so I do feel that it's, it's the energy of things blooming. You might be into flowers, pink and purple flowers. You might be planting that in your backyard or bringing a lot of flowers. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of blooming energy with this. And the last card for today, Taurus, you have a message from the cosmos, and it says, it's your time. You see the colors? There is a bird moving forward with the magic wand. Yeah, it's creating magic. It's like I'm also getting a phoenix rising, even though, it doesn't look like a phoenix, but it just gives that energy. It's like, Phoenix rising, pink hues, purple is your thing. So some of you might be using a lot of pink and purple colors in your day-to-day lives, or in your homes, or dressing up in those hues. Further, it says it's your time to shine and be the creator, and be all the creator has created you to be. Seize the day. So yeah, it's like you've been intercastinating. You've been doing the inner work, the work behind the scenes, and that's why I was getting a greater show. I'm kind of arrived, like you're getting prepared for it, and now it's launch time, it's go time. So some of you might be, seeing a forward momentum and forward push in that direction as well. I'm getting, it's a lot of visibility. Like you might be gaining like visibility. People might be noticing your work. You will, it's like you're moving forward, highly productive times ahead for you. I feel that it's also like, you feel very driven, you feel very energetic, I'm getting a lot of increase in your energy, your willpower to do things. Yeah, and it's like, the appreciative energy, people admiring. Maybe the work that you put out is, people admire that, people see that. It could be that, you're a designer, and we're also getting a designer vibe. So you might be a fashion designer and people appreciate your work. You might be having some rap shows. You might be an interior designer as well, and people appreciate your style of interior designing and decorating. Maybe professionally or maybe just personally in your house. A lot of renovation energy. So you might be redoing your homes, renovating your homes. And using a lot of pink and purple hues, who knows, but that's what's coming through. I also feel that, there's a lot of green thumb energy, even though it's purple in color, but I'm still picking up a green thumb energy. So some of you might be investing into green thumb, like, batteries and what do you call, eco-friendly things you might be into. Working in industries that are, green energy, eco-friendly energy generation is also what I'm picking up. So some of you could be into those businesses as well, or starting up something like that of your own. Yeah, but this is an energy of Phoenix rising, even though it doesn't seem like a Phoenix, but I'm still picking up that it's kind of like, you've, like after all the setbacks, this is forward momentum. This is like, coming back stronger on the other side after going through all the setbacks. So Taurus, those were your messages and hope you enjoyed them. The first card you have, Virgo, for today is the Pup of Caretakers. Further says creativity. So the pup of caretakers. Very interesting, very cute energy. Look at this cute little pup out here. Something very playful energy. So I feel that, pup is a beginner's mindset, newer ideas, creative ideas, non-judgmental, non-critical, learning. You might be learning things. You might be, this is also very creative energy. is a blue triangle in the forehead, which is all about third eye chakra, creativity. This is also very, kind of trusting your gut, your intuition energy. I'm getting that, you're in a very creative spirit, I feel, Virgo. You might be creating things, businesses. Even in your job, you might be doing things creatively. You might be coming up with your ideas, very kind of down. I mean, you're kind of getting to the, what do you call, the basics, starting from basics and things like that. I feel that you're asking a lot of questions. I feel that you are questioning a lot of things. How can this be done? How can I learn this? Very learning, researching, curious kind of about just like how pups are, just like how babies are, how beginners are. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of creative energy. So what you could be in the creative industry or, some small businesses around creativity, or it could be even, I'm also picking up a lot of wellness industry. So some of you could be related to that, meditation, yoga, wellness in whichever shape or form. But I'm getting a very joyful, whatever you're doing, whatever you're creating, you're having fun with it. You're enjoying that process. Some of you could be, I feel that some of you could be into sports as well. And you're coming up with newer strategies and plans that are, I feel that unique ideas, very creative ideas. You're not in the perfectionist tendency like most me, the Virgo energy. So you're in a different element right now. You're not in that perfectionist mode. You are like, you want to try things. You're bold enough to try things. You are feeling young at heart or even energetically. I'm getting very Encanto vibes. This song, like, we don't talk about Bruno, kind of an energy. So some of you might be also softening, like the way you talk, the way you think. Maybe you're not rigid in your thoughts. You're kind of softening that down. Yeah, and also very research, collaborative energy. Like you want to talk to people, you want to learn things, especially if you're part of a team. Or maybe you're hiring a team and you want to learn. You're open to learning from other people. I feel people admire you for your style, for your ideas, for your take on things, for your originality, for your authenticity. I feel that people appreciate your curiosity, your ability to learn, pick up things, ask questions. Some of you might be really creatives and you might be learning up a lot around that as well. But I'm definitely picking up, like some of you are, budding artists. You like to kind of draw, sketch with pencils, the black and white sketches. Some of you could be into that as well. Or try new things, kind of maybe you want to try a new, tool, you want to try a new art form, you want to try some cooking, you want to try some new cuisines or something in a very creative, you want something new, you're looking towards newer ideas, newer ways of being, newer ways of doing things and all of that. And I do feel, Virgos, that you're in a very expressive energy. You're not holding back. You want to say it out loud. So you're fearless in your approach that way. You're not holding back from saying things. You're expressing yourself in the most creative and, of course, softer way possible. So I do feel a very independent energy because kids, they're very independent thinkers. I really like how they come up with ideas, right off the bat. So very free thinker, very independent sphere in terms of thinking. And I feel that it's very playful energy, so it's like, it's very playful energy, enjoying the process, enjoying whatever you're creating, learning, researching. And yeah, so I do feel that with you. Some of you could be designers and trying new ideas of designing. Maybe you're moving away from the traditional ideas of designing. You are getting more creative that ways. But yeah, I mean, it's like a very youthful energy. You're open to trying new things. You're less critical of, even if you fart or even if you make mistakes, you're okay with that, which is a great energy to be in, considering Virgos come from a perfectionist tendency, but here you're open to making mistakes and learning from it. The next card you have, Virgo, is a message, and it says, ask for help. And it says, angels are celestial beings who protect everyone. And the fairies say, now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. Yeah, so further down it says, when you reach up, the universe reaches down. So here, asking for help is not weakness by any means, Virgos. Like all of us sometimes feel like I can do it all alone, but this energy is actually asking you to collaborate and delegate. Some of you might be part of a team, or you need to hire some help. Don't do it all alone is the message over here. So you see this angel from above is lifting somebody from below, extending the hand. So it's all about support and partnership, co-creating, receiving help. Nothing wrong with that, and I also feel that that you are in a playful energy. You come up as the pup of caretakers. So this is all about, it's a youthful energy, of collaborating, of asking people, because you're in a learner's energy. So you might be, this energy is asking you to trust the leadership. There might be more experienced people out there. Reach out to them. You'll get the help from them, Like maybe you've joined a company and you're afraid of asking, like, what? I don't think so you are, because that pub of caretakers is actually a fearless energy. But this one is asking you to reach out to the veterans, people that are really experienced, the people who know their thing, the OGs of the domain. So reach out to those people. You will get some help from them. You will learn something from them. It's like when you're trying to set up a business, you reach out to the OGs of how to set up a business, and they will tell you the exact specifics, right? So it's that kind of a vibe. I'm also getting bridge over water, so it's like some of you might be walking on bridges, some of you might be collaborating across countries, borders, states, cities. There might be coordination, cooperation from people, in different places. Bridges are like bridging the gap between two, either communities, countries, cities, whatever that is. So some of you might be into that as well. So yeah, there is support out here for you, Virgos. Just ask for it. Some people might not know. Nobody can read your mind that you need help, or you have too much on your plate, or you need help for something. Nobody can read anybody's mind. And, so if you ask for help, you will get it. In case you were wondering, like, if you ask for help, you will get that help. I'm also picking up on, partnership energy. So some of you might be getting ready to partner with people, or, something about drawing collaborations. Some of you might be, liaisons, or extending your hand for help. You might be the one who's receiving help. Somebody might be saying it to you, but, you need to say it out loud. Be fearless. You are fearless. You're in the pup energy, so pups are fearless. You go to babies and kids being scared now. They just say it out loud. So I feel like you will say it out loud, and you will get the help that you need. So go for it. And the last card for today, Virgo, you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says improvement. Further, it says, in life, there is always room for improvement. Today, take a moment to see what you can be doing better. Exactly. So look at this butterfly, right? It looks like a caterpillar and a butterfly together. Yeah, so growing wings and, improving things. I feel in the Virgos, you are not in the perfectionist energy. You're in a learning, growing energy. And you are getting there. You're trying to improvise. You're trying to learn how you can do things better. You're in a very learning state, in your beginner's mindset. It might be a new company you join, maybe a new domain, maybe you're back to school learning something different. that you can apply later on. But of course, improvement is always a good thing, whether it's self-improvement or skill improvement or upskilling, whatever that is, or even home improvement. Some of you might be into home improvement as well. It's also what I'm picking up on. So I feel that there is an improvement energy, whether you are taking a skill to, improvise on something. You might be an artist or something. You might be improving that. You might be taking it next level, doing something better. And, it happens with practice. It happens with trying out different things and seeing what aligns with your taste, with your interest, your goals and all of those. So, Akhil, you might be in that energy of trying out different things and seeing how it can help you do things in a better way. So Virgo, those were your messages and hope you enjoyed them. Now moving on to the sign of Capricorn. So the first card you have, Capricorn, is the Ace of Leaders, and it further says inspiration. Yeah, so you see, up is the north. So aligning with your true north, with your goal, with your purpose in life. You're being aligned with that, And I also feel that you might be, see, Ace of Leaders, it's like a newer energy. You might be just stepping up into a leadership position. You might be a new, you might have newly taken up a leadership job. You might be learning about it with that pup energy. You might be a new leader, learning of the things, the system, the people, the company, the processes, and all of that. But I feel that with this leadership energy, that there is like, there is a stepping up, like you're rising up, maybe in corporate or maybe in your business also, you're rising up, you have that big picture thinking energy over here. Thinking straight, ideas, collaborations, your wise in your decisions. You're just, you're going where your true north is. You're following your heart. You're driven. I feel that you're strongly driven. You want to build something for yourself, whether it's a business, whether it's your legacy, it's your position. You want to strengthen that. Whatever that is, I feel that, you have very clarity of thought. There is clarity of thought. Now with the East, this could be a new, new ways of being. New leadership position, I'm 100% feeling about that. Or if you're already a leader in a company, this might be new style of leading, new ideas, new policies, new direction that you want to take your company into, new processes you might be setting up, new processes you might be collaborating with different leaders out there to learn about more leadership strategies. You might be getting coached on that, or you might be a new coach as well for other people. You might be training other people. You might be, this can also be you're starting up your own business. Yeah, like, newness. You might be starting up a new business and, I also feel that I'm also getting something related to newer markets. So you might be setting up companies in newer markets. You might be studying newer markets for the purpose of launching companies or businesses. Maybe you're studying a niche or something like that. Or you're just trying new strategies, new ideas. I'm getting a maverick kind of an energy. So some of you might be mavericks, or heading towards that. I'm also getting on leveling up. So you might be heading towards that. That maverick energy. So that's very good. And I also feel that there might be some kind of competition around you or who's. Just be careful of that. Nothing to be warned about or cautious about. It's just that you need to do what you're doing because you're doing it well, and just be honest with yourself, with the people that you work, and, stay focused on your ideas and things like that. So a very positive energy, newness energy, new strategies. Some of you might be also, I'm getting an energy where, you are actually not overthinking or over planning things. You're confident that you there's a confidence, there's a soft confidence with this. And I'm also picking up that you're not following trends. You are kind of creating new directions. So something might, maybe there is something which is popular in your industry, but you're like, you know what, this doesn't fit us, our goods, and we'll try something new. So you have the boldness to do that outside of following trends. Further it says here, inspiration. So I feel that you have that strength, that willpower, to not follow trends, to do it your way. And you're not being very loud or, flashy about it. You're doing it in a very gentle and a balanced way. So, yeah, this is a very good, it's like you have your own, you are your own boss, how to do things, where to take, especially if you're leading teams, how to steer the teams or steer the projects or something like that. You know how to steer it in different ways without following trends. So there's a lot of authority in decision making out here with this Ace of Leaders. The next card you have, Capricorn, is the moon energy, and it says surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. Yeah, so moon energy is about being in unknown territories, feeling like you don't know things, you might be in unknown territories with that Ace of Leaders, newer places, newer companies, new work. You might be feeling a little lost, but I feel that, look at the stars. I'm getting interstellar, I'm getting interstellar vibes. So some of you might be watching those movies about interstellar, kind of sci-fi kind of movies, but other than that, I feel that the moon energy is asking you to trust your instincts, your gut feelings. Capricorn, you're an earth element ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is a taskmaster. Kind of, but I feel that this moon energy is more connected to the water element of, feeling intuitive. So you kind of feeling through the things. Like if something doesn't feel right, even though it may make complete logical sense, but if it doesn't feel right, then it's probably not right, and you're already sensing that. So, I do feel that you might be a little bit more sensitive at this point in time. Don't take anything personally. If, people's words feel some kind of sensitive or, don't take it personally. I feel that some of you might be, if there is something that you're feeling, this is advising you just say it out loud. Don't hold back your feelings, your emotions, just because you feel like it's a sign of weakness to say it out loud. But if you're feeling something, then say it out loud. I feel this energy is encouraging you to speak up. Also, if you feel like kind of, that you're lost in certain areas because you are in newer territories, you do have the Ace of Leaders card, so Ace is new beginning. So you might be feeling a little bit, like you don't know the terrain, the place, the company, the project. Something might be new and you're trying to work your way through it. So that's okay. I mean, the only thing is that you need to be, you might need to observe a little bit more than before. You need to think things through. You need to observe. You need to pause and then say things. If especially when you're in unfamiliar places with unfamiliar people and unfamiliar territories, you need to watch what you say. You need to observe before you say things. I'm also hearing for some of you, moon is 4th energy of family, of related to our dream space, our psyche, our subconscious, and all of that. So some of you might be paying attention to your dreams, or you're focused on, health and well-being, or mental health. You might be strong advocates for that as well. You might be working in industries related to mental health as well. Some of you could be working in areas related to water bodies, maybe the generation of electricity, water, maybe by the dock, by the ships, the ports, anything to do with water, maybe fishing, marine life, something like that. Some of you could be associated with that as well, or just spending more time by the water body, especially in those areas we just have in summer. You might be by the beach or by the water bodies, ponds, lakes, fountains, and all of that. You might be embracing those energies in your life as well. Now, I also feel that moon energy is more about, like, see, this is a nighttime card. So you might be kind of going for more for evening walks, night walks under the stars, under the moon energy, trying to reflect on things as you walk or spend time by yourself. You're being more introspective, I feel. You're trying to see things for what they are. You're not shying away from seeing things how they went. What was your role? Did you do good? What is bad? What can change? And all of that. You're being really honest with yourself, I feel. So, but on the emotional front, I feel that some of you might be feeling like, because moon governs the water, and we are 70% water. So some of you might be feeling a little up and down emotionally. But the thing is that I feel that whatever emotional up and down that you might be feeling, the first thing is to stay calm and not overreact. Don't allow your emotions to get the better of you. And secondly is, if you are emotional and you want to say something, then hold up saying that for a few seconds, for a few minutes. Compose yourself, recompose yourself, and then you say it out loud. So don't just let out the first thing that comes to your mouth. You need to be a little bit more composed over there. Some of you, there's a beautiful, look at this fairy, it's beautiful rainbow wings. There is a halo out there. Halo is for enlightenment, your ideas, being connected to source, to angels, to wisdom, to your inner wisdom. Being connected to your emotions, feeling through things. Strong feeling through things, it's like, your intuition, your instincts are going to be really strong and heightened in the next few days, Capricorn. I also feel that you do a lot of reflection, Moon is a very reflective energy, like you're reflecting on things. You want to have those deeper conversations or you want to be more honest, you want to have those deeper talks, not just what do you call, just shallow talks, or what is that? Not shallow talks. You are more interested in having those deeper talks. And I also feel that maybe you want to just meditate a little bit more. You want some more peace, more silence in your life, like away from the hustle bustle. You might be living in some noisy places and you want some alone time for yourself. Maybe you need that Zen corner and you're enjoying it, or you need to take that time, that some moments off to yourself. And the last card for Judy Capricorn you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says, support. We all need support every now and then, but be careful not to always be the one supporting everyone else and never being supported. There is like two people here in collaboration. One looks like a man, the other one is feminine with jewelry and all of that. You might be into gold jewelry, you might be buying that, but this is partnership energy, support energy. So I feel that maybe you're doing too much for people, you're supporting people all the time. You are the rock, you're the go-to person for everybody. And I feel that while you are supporting everybody, maybe you don't feel supported. Maybe you feel like you cannot trust people. And Capricorn, sometimes you have the tendency to do it all alone, right? You're the lone wolf. You want to do it alone. You want to take up everything, less trusting of how people would do it for you. So I feel that might be, kind of tiring you out. And that's why this energy is asking you to, ask for support. And if there is some opinion, some help, some delegation of work that you can do, try to do that, get the support. Some of you might be into nails and all of that, nail polish or nail polishes, nail paints and things like that, or jewelry as well. And you might be in those industries or starting out in those industries, and you need support for that as well. So I do feel that Capricorn, I feel that this could be talking about long-term partnerships with the person or professional. You might be there supporting everybody in those scenarios, but you feel that you don't have enough support for yourself, maybe. Maybe you have to do everything by yourself. I don't know what's going on, but I do feel that it could be related to some long-term partnerships, whether professionally or personally. So, Capricorn, those were your messages, and hope you enjoyed them. So, thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.